my father's 10-year venture, the journey of the 1940s. But of course, that's only part of the story. The journey begins before then. Um, it begins in the old country, and then the transition to America, which was such an important transition for so many artists of this generation. And the journey begins, as an artist, begins in the middle 1920s, where he started making dozens and dozens and also hundreds of figure drawings, and onward to being a figurative painter and a painter of the urban situation in the 20s and 30s. The 1940s, as I hope you've seen, have been an especially essential piece for my father as he works through not just stylistic questions, but also philosophical questions, as he embraces myth as a means to put his own voice forward, his own vision of what it means to be a human being in the modern world, and then eventually abandons that for, I would like to think, broader vistas of abstraction that does not confine the conversation, but allows the conversation to continue on a more open level and allows exploration that is not tied to any particular culture or any particular story, but is much more personal in that the conversation becomes one between artist and individual and is really their own understanding of what it means to be human and what this painting may mean to them, what it meant to Rothko to paint it, what it meant to the viewer to look at it and have their own emotional experience with it. And of course, this 10-year piece of the journey is essential and it's very important, but the journey doesn't end there because my father continued to paint for another 20 years beyond this. And although he found his signature style in 1949, that style would continue to develop, to be honed, to be riffed upon, if you will, constantly. My father was experimenting not just with form, but with really the content of his paintings. If it always came back to that essential question of the human, of course, that's such a large question. And as many people as there are in the world, as many peoples as there are in the world, well, maybe there are not enough Rothkos to express all of that, but you're not going to run out of subject matter if that's ultimately what you're trying to get at. The 1960s were going to involve several mural commissions that would preoccupy him and take him to new places or maybe just further expressions of the same places he had been. So I hope that going through the 1940s, you've gotten a sense of the type of things my father was after and the type of ways that he really attacked those questions and let those questions reshape his own artwork. And if you take away what you've learned from this exhibition and go and look at works from his other periods, I think the questions you're asking here will very much apply both backwards and forwards.